Hey everyone, welcome to my garden. Today I have another mindful garden walk and tour. I'm just gonna go around and check out what's going on with the flowers, and I'm also gonna pop over to the vegetable garden and show you guys what we have going on over there. I have not posted a video in a while because school started. I work in school, so I've been really busy with just working and focusing on everything that's going on with that. And then I also was dealing with a shoulder injury, so I haven't really been able to get out into the garden and really spend some time. And I mean, you'll see it's pretty overgrown with weeds, and there's a lot of work to be done, but for today I just want to enjoy it. I just want to take in everything I'm seeing and hearing in the moment and enjoy the beauty of the garden and not worry too much about the work that needs to be done, because I can worry about that another time. And my garden does not need to be perfect, and your garden or yard does not need to be perfect either. It should be a place that you can go and enjoy. So let's take a look around and see what's going on. It is the middle of September, so a lot of plants like these are the black-eyed Susans that looked gorgeous about a month ago. These are pretty much done. Get some seeds drying. But the Autumn Joy sedums are looking amazing right now, and they have just been covered with bees. Hopefully you can see my shadow's not in the way. So those are looking really good right now. I love how they age to this deep pink mauve color. And these are all, these were here when we moved in, and they've been here for a long time. So you can see how, my shadow's in the way. You can see how there's a big space in the middle where the plants are starting to flop over. That's a sign that they need to be divided. So they're too big and they need to be divided. So that's going to be one of my chores. I'll probably save that to this for spring, because sedums are a little bit easier to divide in the spring because they don't have all this going on. But you can see these are just totally overgrown and spreading out from the center. So we need to divide these. Sedums, Autumn Joy sedums, are super easy to divide. You literally just take a shovel, cut them into whatever size pieces you want, and replant them. So if that's something you'd like to see a video on, let me know. But I will probably save that chore for the spring. But the flowers themselves are gorgeous. The nasturtiums are looking really good too. This is another, I don't know if this is Autumn Joy sedum or not, because this flower is a little bit lighter. They look the same, but these are a lighter pink, so I don't know if this is a different variety of sedum or if they just didn't turn that deeper color yet. But look at the bees on this thing. This is a really important time for pollinators. They're trying to gather up as much food as they can to get through the winter. So if you are looking for a way to help the bees, planting autumn joy sedum is a really good way to do it. I mean, look at this. Bumblebees, honeybees. They're all over it. So plant some sedums, and they're beautiful, so. Let's go look over here. I have this other little flower patch. I have some goldenrod in here that's really pretty, but when I planted it, I didn't realize, this has pollinators all over it too. There's actually some wasps or hornets. For some reason they seem to really like this. So when I planted this, I did not know it was going to be this tall, and I don't think it's getting enough sun, and it's kind of flopping over, and this just did not end up being a good spot for it. So I think this fall, when it's done blooming, I'm going to transplant it. I'm going to pop it up and put it in my front flower garden by the road, because see, it's just way too tall, it's floppy, and I don't think it's getting enough sun. So that's one of the other awesome things about gardening is when you plant something, you don't have to leave it there if it doesn't work out or if you don't like it. Plants are resilient. You can dig them up, you can move them around, and that's part of the fun. So, and it's a really good thing to do in the fall. This is a great time to divide plants and move them around if you need to. So I know in the fall, a lot of gardeners are already starting to think about what they want to change, what they want to try next year. I also did some dividing of hostas yesterday. So I had some hostas that needed to be divided, and I wanted to clean up the area under some big trees I have in my front yard. So I dug up some hostas. I just cut them into pieces with a shovel and replanted them. So they're looking a little rough right now, but next year they're going to come back and they're going to be full and gorgeous, and it'll look nice under this tree here. I did that last year with this tree. So you can see I did the same exact thing. So they grew back and they did really well. So I'm doing it on the other side too. This is a perfect time. It's been in the upper 60s, low 70s temperature wise. So the weather is perfect for transplanting things. It's not too hot. We also had a week of rain, so the ground is nice and moist, and it's just a good time to move plants around so they're not, too dry or hurting because it's, 90 degrees and super dry. Have some Agastache Golden Jubilee. This is another great one for, it blooms in late summer. The bees were all over this one too when it was blooming. Really pretty. We also have some asters. I planted these last fall. This huge Annabelle hydrangea that is very floppy. Then I have another type of goldenrod. This one I believe is called Fireworks. You can sort of see how it gets the name because it looks like, you know, a firework went off. And it starts to bloom from the tip down toward the plant. So goldenrods are another awesome plant. Really, goldenrods, asters, and sedum are great fall bloomers that are really, really beneficial for the pollinators. And just beautiful for fall color. I have some, these are some black-eyed Susans that just self-seeded. So they got over here on their own and they just started kind of popping out from between the sedum. But I think it looks really pretty like that. So I'm not mad at it. Let's go check out what's going on the other side. We did just plant some lettuce, kale, and beets for our fall crop. So we just popped these in today. I'm hoping they get enough sun. It starts to get, with the angle of the sun going down in the fall, it starts to get a little bit shaded over here. So hopefully we'll get enough sun so we can get some more vegetables before it gets too cold. We'll see how they do. Gardening is always an experiment. Our tomatoes are they're hanging in there. It's supposed to warm up again next week. It's going to be in the upper 70s again. So we'll see if we get some more tomatoes to ripen up, but it's just kind of getting to that point where things are winding down in the vegetable patch. One thing I am really excited for, though, are these sweet potatoes. We've never grown sweet potatoes before. This is our first try. And they're looking really good. And I believe I read that these will be ready when the leaves all die and the weather starts to cool off, like more in maybe mid-end of October. So I'm really excited to see if we have some good-sized sweet potatoes in there. I've never even tried a homegrown sweet potato, so I can't even imagine how good those will taste. So hopefully we have good luck with those. Yeah, our squash patch is starting to wind down too. We're still getting a couple of little zucchinis here and there. We do have some beautiful butternut squash that are just about ready to pick. So I highly recommend growing butternut squash. We've always had really good luck with them. They keep in the pantry for a long time and they are delicious. So highly recommend. Have another one there. Another one here. We did not have good luck with the corn this year. We have these they're called corn rootworm beetles, and we live across the street from a cornfield, and these beetles come over every year, and they eat our corn, they eat my flowers. They're really attracted to light colored flowers, and they're just really difficult to get rid of, so they give us a hard time. So I'm thinking next year we might just not even try to plant corn. We might just try something else, because I think planting corn over here is attracting them from over there, possibly. So we might have to switch up our game plan, but that's okay. I love this fountain grass. That's one of my other favorite things about fall, is the grasses start really looking beautiful. Look at that. I could sit out here and watch this all day, probably. I love this red color too. Our zinnias are also still looking really good. Zinnias are awesome because they'll just keep blooming as long as they have enough sun. They will just keep blooming until frost. So these are another great one for some fall color. I have another one over here. Oh, it looks like maybe there's a grasshopper up there. We also are getting another harvest of raspberries. So these are ever-bearing golden raspberries. And we got a big crop in the spring, late spring, summer, and now we're getting another big crop of them. So I need to come out here and pick these as they ripen so the bugs don't get to them, but we've had really good luck with these too. Lots of berries. Those aren't quite ripe yet. And then we have this mass of aster that are just getting ready to bloom. These were also here when we moved in. These are going to be so pretty when they all bloom. But these also need to be divided. You can see there's just a huge mass of them. And there's not really much other variety going on because they're kind of crowding everything out. Look at that. Those are so pretty. These are the corn rootworm beetles. These eat all of my flowers. I think they're worse than Japanese beetles, honestly. So we have that pink color, and then we have this really pretty purple color. If I can get it to focus. So what I think I would like to do is get in here later this fall when these are done blooming, divide these, stick some in some other places in the yard, and then transplant some of that goldenrod over here so that in the fall, up by the front of the house, I have a nice, I have the purples from the asters and then the yellow with the goldenrod, and these are all native plants, and they're all really good for the pollinators. I have some more zinnias. Some other nice asters over here. These are white asters. Aren't those pretty? And the bees love them. Oh, for me, watching bees go from flower to flower is probably one of the most relaxing things I can do in my garden. fall is always such a bittersweet time for me because I love summer. Summer, you know, as a gardener, summer is a very exciting time. You're planting, things are in full bloom, the vegetables are going. And fall is kind of, you know, bringing the beginning of winter, and the weather's getting colder and the sun's getting lower, but it's still good to get out and appreciate what's going on in the here and now. And enjoy what each season brings, because every season has something beautiful, something exciting. Man, these are pretty. So I think that's all I have for you today. I know that was kind of a quick run through of the flowers that I have blooming right now. If you guys are interested in seeing videos on transplanting or dividing, let me know in the comments, because I am happy to do a video on that, since I will be doing some more transplanting this fall. I'm also going to be planting some bulbs. I ordered a bunch of daffodils and hyacinths, so I will also be planting those very soon. So if that's something you'd be interested in seeing, let me know, because I'd be happy to make a video on that as well. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this inspires you to get out and just take a deep breath and check out what's going on in your own yard, in your own garden, and take some time to just be in the moment and not worry about all the other stuff you have to do. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more, like and subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you next time.